Hi, I'm Jody Espina, president and founder of JodyJazz. I'm here at Sweetwater, and today I want to show you the JodyJazz Super Jet Alto. That's the Super Jet. It's our brightest piece in our lineup. You can hear that when you're on funk, pop gigs, this is going to be the one to get. It brings out all the highs of the Alto. It's got power. You're going to be so surprised. It's like the Jet in that it has the same facing curve, but it's the Super Jet, so it is more. It's brighter, it's louder. Every mouthpiece I make, I'm striving to have a full tonal palette, which means I want a lot of bottom on the sound, even though I'm accentuating the highs. I'm trying to get this mouthpiece to cut through and really have a lot of volume. I worked very hard on this and many prototypes to figure out the angles inside to get that bottom. To make a bright mouthpiece, you need to make a shallow chamber inside. I experimented a lot with the angles in here, and we finally got that bottom. So this is an example of a Husky part of the sound. Now, many alto players are so afraid of metal because the pieces they played have been very shrill. We don't want a piece that's too shrill that you can't play a ballad. So check out this versatility of the Super Jet. I think that's quite amazing. I was on a tour of 2 weeks in Southeast Asia and playing the Super Jet the whole time. And by the end of that tour, I was in a little hotel lobby playing with a pianist, and I needed to be very soft and sweet. And I had got accustomed so much to the Super Jet that I could play just as sweet as I wanted to. And continuing on with the versatility of this mouthpiece, I'm going to play a straight ahead song. The mouthpiece is the most important decision you're going to make about your equipment because the mouthpiece is where the sound starts. It shapes the sound, and it's all about that sound and feel. When you blow into the mouthpiece, that's what you're feeling the most. Now, the second most important part is the reed, and it influences the sound quite a bit. So I just played that song on a 2H reed, which is about a 2.5 reed, and now I'd like to play it on a 3 soft, a little harder. I want to show you the difference in a little harder reed. So if the sound is too buzzy and wet for you, play a little harder reed. You hear that sound? That's a little harder reed. It puts a little more air in the sound and it darkens it slightly. Another area where the Super Jet excels is Altissimo. A lot of people ask me about Altissimo, and of course you have to do your work, but there are mouthpieces that make it a little easier than others. And with the Super Jet, we have a shorter facing curve, and that helps that Altissimo. So that's quite high. And I can't do that on my other mouthpieces. So it's really fun to be able to just soar up like that. We make all our mouthpieces at our Savannah, Georgia factory, and everything starts as bar stock. The Super Jet is made out of brass. It's 360 brass, which has a great sound, and then we silver plate it. Silver plating gives the mouthpiece a little bit brighter sound. So we start out with the bar stock, we put it on our lathe, and we make the bore and the outside shape. Then we put it on our CNC mill and we make the chamber. The most important part of the mouthpiece is that facing curve. We put our table and our facing curve on with our CNC mill. That's why we're famous for our consistency, because we put that facing curve on with our CNC machine, and it puts on a beautiful finish. Then we take the mouthpiece and we do our handwork inside the baffle and the tip rail. When people come to our factory, they're shocked at how much actual handwork there is on the mouthpiece after it comes off the machine. But I've never played a mouthpiece that was machine-made only that played as good as our handwork mouthpieces. Because I'm such a maniac about consistency and quality control, every single JodyJazz mouthpiece is play tested by me or one of my professional saxophonists on staff. This is super important, and I think it separates us from many factories. The mouthpiece can measure right, and we measure it many ways, but there's still things you can't detect. We're getting to a point now, though, out of a tray of 100 mouthpieces, most often there are no rejects. And we always play the benchmark first, which is the best one we ever made. We play the benchmark, and then we play the tray of mouthpieces we're trying. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the Super Jet Alto or any other JodyJazz products, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or jump over to sweetwater.com.